Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on page number 42. It may be different in your book. This is the Guitar Method Volume 1, and today we're learning about bass chord accompaniment. So this is a popular style of accompaniment in 4/4 time. So essentially what it is, a chord, for example like the C chord, or a G7 chord, like that, will be broken up in two ways. So the first way, let's talk about C chord first. C, of course, is the bottom note of the C chord. And then we'll just pluck the top three strings of G, C, E. So we have C by itself, and that's considered a bass note. And then we have the top three strings plucked or strum 3 times. So in all, it would sound like this. Another way is to break it up bass chord, bass chord. For example, let's go ahead and try G7 now. So that's our G7 chord, and we're gonna play bass chord, bass chord. So we have bass, bass, chord, 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 or bass, chord, bass, chord. So 2 different ways to accompany either ourselves with singing or with playing some other music. Somebody else will play something else. So let's go ahead and try this song here. This is from, I think this is from an opera or maybe a ballet, I'm not sure. But it is called Can Can, and it may be familiar to you. It has been used in lots of dances. Let's go ahead and listen to the melody first. We're going to play and say the notes, okay? And prepare to place your fingers on the frets to prepare for those notes that need it. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start with finger number 1 on C. Ready? Let's go ahead and play and say. 1, 2, 3, 4. C2, C2. Hang on, let's try that again. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and go. C2, C2, D, F, E, D, G. Perfectly fine to use G3 for both. G2, G, A, E, F, D2, D2, D, F, E, D, C, G, G, A, and chord F, E, D, C, C. Here we go. D, F, E, D, G, 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 A, E, F, D, 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 F, E, D, C, G, D, E, C, and then chord rest. Alrighty, very good. So that's the melody of Can Can. Now we have the duet part on the bottom, which was the bass chord accompaniment that we were talking about. So let's go ahead now and try both ways. We're going to try the first way, prepare both low C and then high C at the same time. We're also going to be bringing down finger number 2 on E. Now in this book, we have not yet learned this kind of C chord, but this is actually a fuller C chord, okay? So we have here, we can bring down finger number 2 if we want, but I mean, sometimes it's not going to be necessary because we have another chord before that. All right, here we go. So bring down 1 and 3 at the same time. So you have to be careful. So you have C there, and then you have string D in the way. Don't strike string D because it's going to clash with those other notes. Okay, we don't want that second in there. Okay, so we have to skip string D and strum the bottom 3 strings 3 times. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, start with C and go. Next is D or G7. Same thing, bottom 3 strings, and here's the C chord, but with finger number 2 on E. So this is a little bit higher of a bass. G7, D7 again. Prepare for C. Oops, excuse me. So you may wonder, why can't I just keep finger number 3 down the entire time? I mean, it's not going to be plucked at any other time besides that one. I suppose if you want to, I like to rest my fingers in between chords, but if you feel compelled or comfortable to keep C down the entire time, you are perfectly able to, should be able to do that. Okay. Alrighty, so let's now try the next accompaniment, which is bass chord, bass chord. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready and go. So bass chord, bass chord. You may want to look down at the strings to make sure that you're getting them. Let me see. And then again. This is for 2 measures. Also 2 measures. Now here, this one's a little bit different. So we have C as usual, C, but notice here, this goes from C, G7 to C. So you move finger number 1 from C to F and then back to C in the same measure. Let's look at that again. Rest. Okay, so as you can see, pretty simple music, an accompaniment. It's not as easy as you think because sometimes, as you can see, even as I was doing it, you can accidentally strike string D there, or you can miss. So start off practicing slowly and then build up the tempo. I'd say start maybe at 60 and build it up to about 100. And I would encourage you to do it for both styles, the regular bass chord, 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 and the bass chord, okay? And then make an audio recording of each part and play along with the recording, okay? But not until after you've mastered it at about 100 for each one. Okay, so thanks for practicing with me today, and we will see you at next lesson. Bye-bye.